Hello and welcome to the LondonBiker.com here in Australia. We've had to seek refuge under the veranda today because, believe it or not, even in Australia you get quite heavy rain. So today what I'm going to do is something that I've been planning to do for a while, is show you a one-pot recipe that is my staple when I'm on the road. Got the trangia going already. This is incredibly easy. It's rice, a cup of soup and some meat or some veg or whatever else you pick up on the way. But the great thing about this recipe is that it's staples that you can carry with you all the time. So start off with rice. What you're looking for here is, rice for enough for one person. So easy to do too much rice. And actually you'll work out how to do this, but for me it's about 1 cup measure in my Light My Fire kit. So I'll just pop that in. And for this recipe, because we're using a cup of soup, what we want is about 3 times as much water as rice. So I've had 1 cup of rice there, so we'll have 3 cups of water. Now actually you will change this depending on whether or not you've got an expensive cup of soup or a cheaper one. And normally I just use the cheapest. In this case I've got one that's a little bit more expensive, so I'm just going to put in a touch more water just to get that going. We'll whack up the trangia, get some heat going, pop that in, give it a little stir just to agitate the rice a little bit, and at this stage the thing to do is drop in a little bit of salt just to flavour the rice, and a little bit of paprika just to colour and flavour. Now this takes, most rice is different, but this particular rice takes about 15 minutes to boil. So whilst we're letting that boil, I'll just put that on there to help it along a little bit. You can prepare whatever it is that you're going to have with the rice. Now what I always have in my culinary kitchen when I'm on the road is a little bit of salami. It's incredibly useful, incredibly versatile. In particular, it's really good for lunch if you stopped at the side of the road, but if you're really stuck and you've not got anything else to eat, this is great because you can just pop it in the pot along with everything else and it comes up lovely. But the thing to do really is, if you're out and about during the day, is to try and pick up some local food. That way you're eating along the way, and this really just forms the basis of what you're eating. Now I like nice big clumpy bits of salami, so I'm going to slice it up into fairly thick bits. You've got to remember you add this towards the end of the cooking process, so really it doesn't soften at all. So you want something that's good bite-sized pieces, and if you can manage to cook it up without eating it, you're doing well. So whilst we're just waiting for all of that to cook and boil up, it takes about 15 minutes, we'll do what I normally do at this stage and have a beer. Speak to you in a minute. Okay, well that's about 10 minutes, and what we're looking for is the rice to be about 3/4 of the way cooked. We don't want it cooked all the way, and at this point what we do is we'll just knock the heat down a little bit. We'll drop in the salami that we prepared earlier, and at this stage it's also a good idea, if you find some local spices or you've got spices that you fancy yourself. Now I like a little bit of chili seed just to lift the flavour a little bit. Now is a good time to put that in. You don't need very much of that, that's probably plenty. And at this point I also tend to add a little bit of pepper just to lift the flavour a little bit. On top of the chili, yes, I know. And then now is the time to add the cup of soup. And what we're going to do here is this will thicken this up fairly quickly, but we want it to carry on cooking for another few minutes. So as I pour this in, you want to be stirring this in so that it's fairly evenly distributed. Now this cup of soup is vegetable, but you can have anything you like. I found that vegetable works best. The other one that works really well is leek and potato. I find that stodges things up quite nicely and tastes very nice. But vegetable is also quite good. Another good little tip is, if you found some vegetables during the days or in a roadside stall, some zucchini or some peas in particular work really well in here, or some anything at all, put that in here. It really lifts the flavour and the taste. Just turn that down a little bit. And actually, this isn't far off. Well, there we go. That's been going for about 5 minutes now with everything in, and it's pretty much there. Now, I generally eat this straight out of the pan. That's the joy of one pot cooking, but as you can see, this is just right for one person at the end of the day, and this portion is packed full of carbohydrate and slow burning energy. It's perfect at the end of the day. You can of course put this out on another plate, but I prefer to keep it in the pot. Just a spoon, me, my rice and salami. Hot but delicious. It's good, I promise. If you've got any recipes, one pot cooking, things that don't use up an awful lot of space, things that are easy to cook when you're on the road, drop me an email, let me know, and we'll make some more videos. Thanks for watching.